Along the shore the cloud waves break, the twin suns sink behind the lake, the shadows lengthen in Carcosa. Strange is the night where black stars rise, and strange moons circle through the skies, but stranger still is lost Carcosa. Songs that the Hyades shall sing, where flap the tatters of the king, must die unheard in dim Carcosa. Song of my soul, my voice is dead. Die thou unsung as tears unshed, shall dry and die in lost Carcosa. Welcome to PhD&D, everyone. I'm Dr. Bowers, and those stanzas were taken from Casilda's Song, not only the very first piece of literature in Robert W. Chambers' anthology, The King in Yellow, but also one of very few snippets of the literary work within a literary work, that forbidden stage play that drives its readers mad and ensures their mysterious disappearance, also called The King in Yellow. Now, my reason for bringing this up is not another Ravenloft video. In fact, it's something much more exciting, or at least I hope it excites you even more. For the last year and a few months, I have been working ardently on an independent new tabletop role-playing game based on the King in Yellow mythos. And, over the last 10 months, we have been playtesting it. We, meaning a small creative team and myself. We've created an original, well-balanced set of rules, some interesting new mechanics. The artists on the team, Mel Williams and Sam Fontaine, have put up some amazing art, and we are going to kickstart this thing coming this spring. So, I am proud to introduce 5 Acts, The King in Yellow RPG, written and designed by yours truly and developed by a small, awesome creative team. Now, this game is a horror-themed, one-shot storytelling game, which uses the resistance system from Rowan Rook and Deckard's Heart, the City Beneath, albeit simplified, and inspired by such recent games as Bluebeard's Bride and Gumshoe. The plot of this game is that each of the player characters has led a relatively normal life up until recently, up until when they recently read The King in Yellow. At that point, in its astounding pages, the player characters discovered a few things. First, that each of them is alien royalty, just like the titular repairer of reputations claims to be in that story. In addition, each player character has come to learn from reading that forbidden stage play that the world is coming to an end, and that the only way to circumvent the world's end is to find a magical glyph called the Yellow Sign, and with its power, conquer the world. The gameplay proceeds going back and forth between nightmare sequences featuring monsters and real-life sequences in which the player characters must struggle together to interpret the stage play's dire instructions. There is no such thing as a continuing campaign here. At the end of every session, the world will end, and exactly what happens after that depends on what the characters manage to do during the gameplay. Player characters struggle together to see whether their minds can glean and hold on to the maddening messages from that forbidden stage play, and also carry out whatever instructions may be concealed therein. It's a very fun storytelling game with horrific themes where the players play yes and while elaborating on what happens in this universe. Now, there are a few things I'm particularly proud of when it comes to this game, which we've worked on for so long. First of all, and obviously, the art is amazing. Take a look at some of this stuff. Look at this landscape. Look at these monsters. They're amazing. And they're part of the game. Another thing I'm proud of is that this is an eldritch horror game which does not stigmatize the neuroatypical. Instead of having a madness meter or a sanity meter or anything like that, instead, this is a game about unreliable narrators. You know that the world is coming to an end. You know that you are alien royalty. What about the rest of the world? Why don't they believe? Given what happens later in every gameplay, it's not clear that you're the one who's wrong. And this is a game which expounds upon and builds upon Robert W. Chambers' actual Carcosa mythos. It does not treat the King in Yellow as some diminutive, derivative, Lovecraftian entity. Our King in Yellow does not have tentacles. Yes, Robert W. Chambers' mythos is on the same street, so to speak, as Lovecraft, but it's right next door to Edgar Allan Poe, right next door to Charles Baudelaire, and other Gothic works which are just as important to understanding Chambers' mythos as the later cosmic horror embellishments. We have had a really fun time playtesting this, and we've finally come up with a set of rules where, even if we're not trying to have fun, even if we're just trying to rush through it and see how the dice math works out and things like that, we end up having fun anyway. The whole game is playable between 2 to 5 hours, and it's very replayable given that its setting and its monsters and many elements of its story can vary, especially depending on what the players come up with. Now, I have been filling my mind with every single King in Yellow story that I can come across. There's a lot of them here in these anthologies stacked next to me, and I can't wait to tell you about them in a series of videos coming up. But in the meantime, if you are interested in 5 Acts, the King in Yellow RPG designed by me, Dr. Bowers, please stay tuned on this channel and check out the Facebook page, which I'm going to link down in the doobly-doo. Yes, we will have more than a Facebook page, but that's what we're starting with now. So just stay tuned and check back, and you will find more updates about this game, as well as more updates about Ravenloft Adventures Volume 2 and 3, and other videos on this channel. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to do all the internet things. Click like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any scalloped, tattered rags of news from dim Carcosa. And thanks!